Hi, and welcome. This is Nuke Marine presenting Let's Read Japanese, course series for the reading of Japanese text alongside its audio counterpart. Today's episode is actually a new series, so it's going to be Let's Read Japanese or素敵な選TAXI or Time Taxi, uh, episode 1, part 1. So because these are about 1 hour, each of those about 40 to 50 minutes in length, I'll be splitting each episode into two parts. Um, so this video will be for part 1 of the episode, and then the next video I'll do will be for part 2. Kind of obvious right here. All right, since this is a new series, what I try to do is explain exactly in more detail as what's going on here. So before I get into that, let me just say that if you enjoy this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, comment. And I'm saying this for people on YouTube because I plan to upload this. I'm live streaming on Twitch, but I'm going to upload onto YouTube later, probably around I think May 25th, or I'm sorry, August 25th is the scheduled date for this. So anyway, if you enjoy this one, remember to give it a thumbs up or a like. If you enjoy the series, subscribe to see more. If you like this is all part of the Let's Learn Japanese project. So if you like that project, what I'm doing to help the Japanese learning community, in the description below, again, not on Twitch, we're talking YouTube here. There'll be a link. There's a link to the Patreon that you can support that way. Okay. Also, there's going to be links to the Let's Learn Japanese webpage and also the community Discord. Finally, if you'd like to hire me on commission, technical assistance, advice, or usually for help on getting started using all these various resources, um, to help speed through that part, the learning pains, then the hourly rates and the payments are done on Patreon as well, but the specific link to that is below in the description. Okay, and again, like I said, I just started doing this on Twitch, so I'm probably going to be making some mistakes and make some change ups to how I'm doing this. But for the most part, anyway, we'll find out how that's going to work. But yeah, I'm going to make this a live stream as if it's going to be uploaded to YouTube. So that's the idea there. All right, so with that said, let's go with what the hell's going on here. Okay, so the way this is going to work is off to the side is going to be the text I'll be reading, hence the Let's Read Japanese. All right, now normally this text is coming from the rips of the subtitles are put into a kind of like a narrative format here. So yeah, so this is the text I'll be reading along to. Then up above will be the video playing, or sometimes it's and usually it's the video of where the subtitles came from, but also be an audio book if I'm happen to read book text here. So as the video plays, I listen to the audio and read along. And if I come across, and right now, the immediate benefit reading to audio is that your comprehension and retention is as much higher. And this happens in your native language, but also helps in learning a secondary language as well. All right, so as you read along, you come across a word you don't know, let's say like daibu. And what I can do is hover over it. Now I can pause the audio, look up the meaning of this word real quick. Let's say I look at the Japanese definition, nothing's coming to mind. I can scroll down here and say, oh, okay, there we go. And then if I want to, I can reread the Japanese definition with more clarification. Cool. And that could be Japanese vocabulary. It could also be a phrase. Now, the benefit here uh, is now you can watch, because I understand these particular words in a sentence, now the entire sentence becomes comprehensible, which means the overall story becomes comprehensible. Um, the benefit is that now you never have to ask yourself, hey, what's at my level? Everything will be at your level. It's just a matter of, well, do you have to look up stuff now? How often do you have to look up something in order to increase comprehension to near 100%? All right, now don't that doesn't mean that your native level you have native level of comprehension. You're utilizing a tool to help you, but that tool is the equivalent of having someone sitting beside you and use that. Hey, what does this word mean? What does this word mean? And they just tell you. But now you don't have to be bothering someone all this time. You can just enjoy the material as it's presented. All right. The With that said, this is Time Taxi. I like this up. I've seen this show before. I've seen it a number of times, but I've never done a let's read on it, and I kind of look forward to that. And don't be afraid if you say these let's reads. Don't be afraid to do it on shows you've already seen, because you'll find out really there was a lot you were just kind of either glossing over or didn't know that you didn't know it. I'll put it that way. That happens a lot when you're listening. You can just if you hear a word you didn't know what it means, your brain doesn't have time to play catch up and say, "Hey, I didn't know what that means," but you don't care. The next thing being said is happening, so you just gloss over it and hope maybe your brain fills in the gaps. When you're doing it with a let's read, you kind of notice what you don't know, and so you can then stop and pause and take take a take a better look at that word and look it up and say, "Oh, okay, that's a okay." Now you got a more deeper meaning. Then other benefit's going to be after you've done this let's read, let's say this episode, watch it again. Just watch it again normally as it's meant to be watched, and you'll find that your retention or your comprehension is so much higher than if you'd spent that exact same amount of time just repeatedly watching it, but without doing any lookups. Because again, when you re-watch it after you've done these lookups, is you find that you notice the words that you had done the lookups on. Whereas if you had not done that, you could have watched it 3, 4 times, and that word you didn't know, you just didn't notice you didn't know it. You just gloss over it like you did all the other times before. Okay, because the reason is that there was nothing in the context of the show that helped you get meaning or comprehension to that particular word or phrase. It was just assumed that the average viewer would know it, and they didn't bring any attention to it. Now that's different. And again, that's a standard drama. That's a standard book. That's just any book. It assumes like the reader is a native, understands the language at a native level. It just assumes that. But hey, that's where the best material's at, and that's why you want to enjoy it. So anyway, that's the benefit of the Let's Read. Hopefully with that detailed explanation, we can get started. This is, but again, this is Time Taxi. I enjoy it. It's funny. It's episodic. It's not serial. There is a little bit of a narrative, very, very, very slight. It refers back to previous episodes a little bit. But you can watch these in any order, and it's just as enjoyable because each of the episodes are its own thing. And each one's a different story. There's a little bit about the time taxi guy and the staff of the restaurant. Yeah, okay, those carry forward and whatnot. Then of course there was this ongoing TV show within a TV show, the criminal detective or whatever it's called. Then yeah, that part there may be an order to it, but for the most part you'll be fine. It's just you can take these in any order you want, and that's fine. This was a 10 episode series, but there were 2 specials made, so I've included that. So there's going to be 12 episodes in total. All right, the one and only Starman. Hey, welcome. Okay, so with that said, let's get started. We're at 7 minutes. Let's get the. I'll try to work on the introduction. All right. Now, if all this works, if all goes well, after I'm done here, I'll be able to upload this to YouTube, and it will be available in a week. That's the hopes. What I hope to do is build up to about a 2-week buffer of videos that I've recorded, done live streams on, and then they'll be appearing in at least in 2 weeks' time. So I want to build that type of buffer. So about roughly 14 shows in the barrel. And then after that, I can start doing some extra stuff on top of just doing these Let's Reads of TV shows. All right. Okay, I think that's it. Let's go. Okay. Something sounds off, but okay.
お決まりですか？
ちょっと待ってもらえます？
This feels slow. Let me check if maybe settings might have. Yep. That did sound slow. Alrighty. Hmm.
だいぶ待ってますけど。
だいぶ。
もうちょっと。
もうちょっと。
すぐ決めるから。
じゃあ決まったら呼んでください。
あ、待って。もう決める。も
う。Alrighty.
人生とは分岐点の連続である。
分岐点。Virgin. 分岐点の。
人生とは分岐点の連続である。人は日常生活においてさまざまな分岐点に遭遇し、選択を迫られる。
どうなさいます？
もうちょっとだけ。あと2択まで来てるから。
Mont Blanc or Milk Crepe? Crepes. Milk crepes? Milk crepe.
それはその後の人生にさほど影響を及ぼさないものから、
それは。Maybe I should.
生死に関わるほど重大なもの。
じゃあ決まったら呼んでください。
あ、待って。
決まりました？
おすすめは？
少々お待ちください。
Okay. Like a customer, not a bad customer, just he
店長。
can't
そんな
decide.
人気あるんだ。
What is this?
店長。
そんな人気あるんだ。
店長知らないんですか？
知らない。
店長。
なつきちゃん知ってた？こ
何がですか？
のドラマ。
ああ、はいはい
あ
は、
みんな見てんだ
い。
ね。
それよ店長。おすすめって何ですか？
まあ俺的にはやっぱりこのデリカシーなき戦い。
何ドラマじゃなくて
え？
メニューのおすすめ。
あ、全部おすすめだよ。
一度選択を誤ったら後戻りできないのが人生である。
Right, right. And that's that silly TV show.
全部おすすめだそうです。
なるほど。
なるほど。
じゃあおすすめの中でもおすすめなのは？
少々お待ちください。店長。
どういう話？
なんか刑事なんですけど犯人なんですね。
あ、悪い刑事なんだ。
あ、違います違います。すごいいい刑事なんですよ。正義感も強くて。
正義感。Sense of justice. Okay. 正義感も。
でもすっごい悪い犯罪もするんですね。
犯人が構成して刑事になったってこと。
違います違います。
違うの？
ずーっと刑事なんですよ。
刑事はずっと刑事。
ずっと刑事で、でも超悪いんですよ。
全然わか
See, this is not meant to make any sense at all.
店長。
どんな話なの？
なんか犯人なのに刑事なんですよ。
刑事を襲った犯人ってことだ。
いや、そういうことじゃないです。
That means dressed up as, right? Sota. Lusot. Lipanat. Okay.
違うことだ。
いや、そういうこと。
刑事を襲った犯人ってことだ。
いや、そういうことじゃないです。
違うの？何？もう全然わかんないや。
そんなことよりおすすめの中のおすすめって何ですか？
おすすめの中のおすすめと言われるとやっぱりこの初老の惑星だよ。
初老の。
Old. Shodo. Start and end of life? Middle age. Okay. Shodo me. That's man. It's supposed to be a planet. Yeah. Wakusei. Shodo no Wakusei. Okay.
ドラ初老のドラマじゃ
とやっぱりこの初老
I don't know.
の惑星だよ。
初老のドラマじゃなくて。
メニュー？
Menu.
最後の方に書いてあるよ。
メニューの最後に書いてあるそうですよ。
もしそんな人生の分岐点に戻ることができるとしたら、あなたならどこに戻りますか？
I don't know.
私はこの物語の主人公、一 人の人生の分岐点を自由に行き来できるのである。
決まりました。
Yeah, so he's just establishing the rules. Like he's able to take people back to a point in time they made a choice that ended up being bad.
アイスコーヒー。
All right. I'll tell you what. For right now, I'll actually play through, but I'll mute it. All right. So this is the intro of it, and that's playing the taxi. Do you go for love or go for the job? Cool. These are names of the people, right? Takenouchi? What was that? Takenouchi something. Money, crime, pleasure. Go for the money, sure. Status, friendship, ambition, friendship. Koe, Jiyu. Yasuda. I don't know these names. Yume, Yakusoku. There's the taxi. So in here they say like time slip, and then but they just call it time travel taxi. And yeah, I don't know what that is. I guess that's the person about it. It feels like it just feels like this entire series is kind of based on a manzai skit. It just feels like that. Like it was somebody who was doing a skit for comedy, and they had turned it into an entire series. It just feels like it could be that way. And it's a good intro. By the way, the introduction is pretty cool. All right, turn the volume back up. Here we go. Where were we? Did I miss something? Oh, there we go.
警視庁から各局渋谷 PC 管内発生拳銃使用による貴金属店強盗事件につき
Okay, gunshots, really? Say it also means the live fire, right? Outbreak.
マルヒは3名方面
Kinzoku. Those precious jewels, metals, precious metals, jewels. Kinzoku, Kinzoku ten, Kyoto jiken, Goto jiken, Okay.
配備とするフェイスマスクを使用し方面マルヒは3名拳銃使用による貴金属店強盗事件につきマルヒは3名方面配備とする
Maruhai. Oh, so there's that subject. Maruhi. I saw that the final episode of Shinya Shokudo season 3. They use the same word. Maruhi. Okay.
フェイスマスクを使用し方面配備とする
Omehaibi.
フェイスマスクを使用し人員を配置されたい男3名と記される
All right. So first story. Toku to Onna no Sentaxi. Shintaku? Yeah. I think. All right. All right. Murakami Nachi Hideki. Murakami Hideki.
すみません。
How the heck do you run? It's like a big wide sidewalk and you just run into that guy.
すみません。
Okay. And again, he's going to be proposing to her. I'm going to be skipping over some parts. I apologize. Actually, I tell you what. Let me.
ごめんなさい。すみません。
Okay. Start of the choice, but he came in late.
すみません。
いらっしゃいませ。
9時に予約した村上です。
村上様ですね。お待ちください。
20 minutes late. Don't be late. Yeah, especially in Japan. It's not a culture that appreciates people. Very accepting of being late.
はい。 2名でご予約の村上様ですね。お連れ様お待ちになっております。どうぞ。村上様、当店は初めてですか？
はい。
なんとなくお会いしたことがあったような気が。
そうですか。
いや、人違いですね。失礼いたしました。
すみません。
ごゆっくりどうぞ。
Yeah, she looks happy.
待った。
約束何時だっけ？
9時。
今は？
All right, so does he play it off as a joke? Sentaxi.
9時21分。
待ったかどうか聞かなきゃわかんない？
いや、20分。
私は5分前に来たから正確には26分だけどね。
Whoa. Waiting 25 minutes.
そっか。
そっかじゃなくて、さ、遅れるなら遅れるで普通連絡するよね。
Yeah, contact her if you're gonna be late. Yeah, okay.
いや、少しでも早くね、向かった方がいいかな。
てかさ、さっきからなんで謝らないの？
え？
まだ謝ってないよね。
いや、
普通遅れてきたらまず謝るよね。それから待ったじゃない？
そっか。ごめん。
He says late. Okay.
秀樹ってさ、基本謝らないよね。
今謝ったじゃん。
言われてからやっとじゃん。
ごめんごめん。いや、それよりさ。
待って、何それ？
え？
遅れてきといてそれよりさって何？私がそれよりさって言うならわかるけど、待たせた側が言うセリフじゃないよね。よく今の流れでそれよりさっていけたよ。
Let's hear that again.
けど待たせた側が言うセリフ。
I'm probably going to have to redo these subtitles a little bit. There was a selection in Subtext Rouse that says, okay, if you do that, you can separate out you can connect lines that have like, they're joined by commas or whatnot. I think it's probably better if I have these separated into different lines. I'm not liking these very long, especially for subtitle purposes, like these long lengths of lines, because they're not going to be matching up to what's on the screen. Yeah. We'll see. Right now, I'm not enjoying the mood.
セリフじゃない。私がそれよりさって言うならわかるけど、待たせた側が言うセリフじゃないよね。よく今の流れでそれよりさっていけたよね。
悪かったって言ってんじゃん。ね、もう待たせないからさ。
ずっと待たされてるよ。この際だから言わせてもらうけど、もうずっと待たされてるよ。
どういうこと
？8年。秀樹が役者として有名になるから待ってろって言ってから8年。
またその話。
あんまりこういうこと言いたくないけどさ、いつ有名になるの？
この間ドラマ出たじゃん。
5秒くらいね。
It's a drama for 5 seconds.
10秒出てただろ。
大して変わんないよ。
倍違うよ。
秒じゃん。どっちにしろ秒。分じゃなくて秒を。なんか命乞いしてると思ったらすぐ殺されてさ、私。
See what that one is. 命乞いしてる。命乞い。なんか命乞いしてる。OK。
私友達なんか命乞いしてると思ったらすぐ殺されてさ、私友達に見てねって宣伝したのに5秒で殺されちゃうんだ。
10秒ね。
どっちでもいいよ。終わった後メール来て、あれ出てたって聞かれてさ、私恥ずかしくてごめん間違えた、違うドラマだったって返したからね。
Yeah, I'm gonna redo the subtitles. I'm not liking, again, having a very long length like that. It's not bad, I mean, but it's probably just best if they're kept as separate lines.
今舌打ちした？
せっかく食事に来たのにさ、お前がそういう嫌味な話ばっかりするからだろ。
自分が連絡 約もなしに待たせるから悪いんでし
それと
ょ。
ドラマの話違うだろ。
どっちも待たせてるって言ってんの。
もういいよ、分かったよ、うるさいな。
Yeah, she's happy.
お手洗い。
Okay, skip for a bit. Taxi.
食べないの？
食べてるよ。
いや全然食べてないじゃん。
そんなことないよ。
何いつまでふてくされてるの？
別にふてくされてないもん。
じゃあ
別に。
出る？ふてくさる。腐れる。I mean, not, okay. ふてくされる。つまり、ふてくされてるんだ。
何いつまでふてくされてるの？
別にふてくされてないもん。
別にふてくされてない。
食べないよ。
勝手に食べるからほっといて。
さあ、何なのその態度。
もう分かったから。うちら最近会えば喧嘩ばっかりだね。
Yep, I can see it. Relationships can be like that. The only time they are together, there's an argument going on. 喧嘩ばかりだね。
別れよっか。
あ？
その方がいいと思う。きっとうちら合わないんだよ。
何言ってんの？
嫌でしょ、こんなカリカリした女。
カリカリしたん。カテカリ、difficult? Touchy. There we go. カリカリして。Okay.
嫌でしょ、こんなカリカリした女。私自分でも嫌だもん。なんか気づいたらカリカリしててさ。秀樹にはさ、もっと優しくておっとりした子が合うんだよ。
おっとりした。
秀樹にはさ、もっと優しくておっとりした子が合うんだよ。
ちょっと落ち着けよ。
お互い選ばれて間違ったね。今までありがとう。
何それ？
さよなら。
顔ね。
すみません。お客様、少々お待ちください。
Where are we at here?
香り。お客様、大変申し訳ございません。なんということ。お客様、思い出しました。犯罪でかご出演なされてましたよね。私。
Oh, 犯罪でか。刑事。So, okay, I was thinking 刑事 but でか。犯罪でか。
犯罪でかご出演なされてましたよね。私あのドラマのファンでございます。
そういう役なんですけどね。
無様な命乞いのシーン最高。
無様な。無様な。Wait, hear that one more time. 無様な。あ、命乞い。命乞い。無様な命乞いな。
無様な命乞いのシーン最高に無様でございました。
ありがとうございます。
3秒で殺されるのに存在感。
10秒ね。
いやちょっとサインをいただけたら
I can imagine, by the way, there's no way a high-end restaurant would even allow for someone to fawn, one of the staff to fawn over one of the customers like that. It just kind of creates a bad mood or atmosphere.
香り
話してよ。
話聞け。
やめて。
ちょっといいですか。
ちょっといいですか。
いや違うんですよ。香り。ちょっと兄さん。どうした？別に僕そういうのじゃないですから、彼氏です、彼氏。彼氏？
当に？
おい、香織。
ちょっと
ただの喧嘩ですから。
ちょっと
香織。香織。香織。
Okay.
すみません、前の車追ってください。
かしこまりました。
Oh, let's hear that. See that again.
すみません、前の車追ってください。
There we go. Point and speak foreign language. Okay.
かしこまりま
3,000 yen for 10 minutes.
した。安全のためシートベルトの着用お願いしますね。
大丈夫ですよ。もうしてますよ。
欲しい。
Actually, tell you what. 話しきくれない。She's gonna ignore him.
惜しいことしちゃいましたね。ほらさっきの前の車追ってください。いや前の車って前の車追ってくださいって言おうとして前の車ってなったから。あれ最初タクシーって言おうとしたのかな。それで前の車ってなっちゃったんですよね。
This is like a very pointless conversation.
別にいいでしょ。
まあいいっちゃいいんですけどね。でもほら前の車追ってくださいなんてそんなドラマみたいなセリフめったに言う機会ないでしょ。下手したら一生ないですよ。そんな時に噛んじゃうなんてもったいないな。
どうでもいいですよ。
どうでもいいんですけどね。
Kind of wonder. Let me see something real quick. No, not offering the options. Hmm.
どうでもいいんですけどね。
どうでもいいんですけど。
でも意外とそういうのって引きずりません？帰ってシャワー浴びてる時とかにふと思い出して
Suddenly,
車ってなんだよって恥ずかしくなっちゃうみたいなね。
ちょっと黙っててください。
まあ失礼。
don't you? Some people don't like having drivers that talk.
別に
I always see in like on some people there just post like they just love the idea of a taxi driver that just is silent. Whereas for me, I have no problem with a talkative taxi driver, unless of course they're not looking at the road. If they're paying attention to anything but the road, then that gets me worried.
引きずりませんね。でも彼女のことは引きずるだろうな。前の車彼女でしょ。
なんでわかるんですか？
お店から女性が飛び出してきて引き止める男性を振り払ってタクシーに乗って男性がそれを追いかける。どう見ても喧嘩してるカップルですよ。なんかやらかしちゃったんですか？
やらかしちゃったん。Oh.
まあ、はい。
植木。
いやいや、約束の時間に遅れちゃいましてね。
Oh.
それだけであんなに怒りますかね。
他にもまあいろいろありまして。
今日の遅刻で爆発しちゃったと。
まあそういうことですよね。
なるほど。
僕が素直に謝ってればこんなことにならなかったんですけど。
まあ長く付き合ってるとなかなか 素直にはなれませんよね。
そうなんですよ。
逃した魚はでかいって言うけど、
Yeah, the fish that escapes is the biggest.
あの魚はでかそうだな。
だから追ってるんです。もっと飛ばしてください。
どうだろうな。いや、申し訳ないんですけどね、さすがにあれだけ離されちゃったらもう追いつけない。きついな。
困りますよ。
そんなこと言われてもね。
お願いしますって。
だってもう見失っちゃってますもん。
It's kind of weird. Like, I mean, there's very little you have to look up here. I mean, the conversation is pretty straightforward. You shut them off.
叫んなよ。
しょうがないでしょう。安全が第一ですから。そんなには飛ばせませんよ。
マジかよ。なんだよもう。選ぶタクシー間違ったよ。なんか今日間違いっぱなしだよ。
間違ってないと思いますよ。他はいろいろ間違ったかもしれませんが、選んだタクシーは正解ですよ。
どういうこと？
もしあれだったら戻りましょうか。
ちょうどいうこと。Let's see if that's a phrase now.
どこに？
さっきのお店に。
戻ったって意味ないでしょ。
いや、戻ると言っても彼女さんがいるお店にですよ。
だから戻ったっていないでしょ。
ですから彼女さんがいた時のお店に戻るんですよ。
何言ってんですか。
そういうタクシーなんですよ、このタクシー。
言ってる意味が分かんないんですけど。
Okay. All right. I'm wondering if the music's just gonna start hitting me up. All right.
じゃあ説明しますね。
All right.
人生には幾多の分岐点があるのは、
生きた、ミニベース、幾多の分岐点。
なんとなくわかる。人生には幾多の分岐点があるのはなんとなくわかりますよね。
はい。
どんな仕事に就くか、どんな部屋に住むか、夜は何を食べようか、怒っている彼女に何て言おうか。そういう分岐点でどの選択肢を選ぶか、それで人生は決まっていくんです。
それが何か。
このタクシーはね、お客さんがやり直したい分岐点に戻してあげることができるんですよ。
どういうこと？
だからさっきお客さんが彼女と喧嘩になった場面あったでしょ。あそこにお送りすれば今度は彼女と喧嘩にならないようにお客さんの方から素直に謝っちゃうとかもできるんですよ。もちろんもっと前に遡れば彼女と出会わないこと。
遡る。
彼女ともちろんもっと前に遡れば彼女と出会わないことだってできますけどね。料金は安くないし。
選択肢。
まあ料金は安くないし、戻る時間が昔になればなるほどお金は高くなりますけど。
Yeah, I think you'd pay $100 to go back in time 30 minutes, right? Just to make a different choice. もう無理。昔には戻らない。We can't go back. Well, that's a convenient message.
マジかよ。
マジですよ。
マジですよ。
あ、ただ戻ったからといって必ずうまくいくとは限りませんよ。あとはお客さんが選ぶ選択肢次第ですから。
Sentaxi. Sentaxi. Taxi. I like that. Sentaxi. Oh, Sentaxi. Sentaxi. But different. Sentaxi. Sentaxi.
どうします？
それ戻れるんだったら戻りますけど。
You know what? I should feel very embarrassed that it took me to like right now to guess Sentaxi. Sentaxi. So it's 素敵な選択肢. I'm an idiot. Oh my
わかりました。
God. やりました。
場所はさっきのお店で、時間はどうしましょ
I like how they do the Back to the Future time, but 2014. So, yeah.
多分遅刻する前まで戻るとなると料金がかなりかかっちゃうからお店に入る。多分遅刻する前まで戻るとなると料金がかなりかかっちゃうからお店に入る直前にしときますか。はい。あれ、何分前ぐらいですか？
Probably went back in time an hour, maybe.
30分前です。
あ、それぐらいなら料金もそこまではかかんないですね。飴舐めます？
飴舐めます。飴舐めます。飴舐めます。Okay, let's hear that again.
飴舐めます？
飴舐め。So, 飴。Okay. 飴舐め. Let's see. Actually, let me look that up. Maybe. Okay, so that's 飴. So it's 飴. 飴舐め. 飴舐め. Okay, so I was off on that. All right. God damn it. 飴. 飴舐め. Let me hear that again then.
飴舐めます？
飴舐めます。
それもなんかそういう。
Yeah. 飴舐めます。
これはただの飴です。着きましたよ。
Actually,
これはただの飴です。着きましたよ。
も
はい。全然タイムスリップ感がなかったから戸惑ってます？
なんかイメージ的にはね、こうもっとこう時空的なこう。
時空、time and space。時空的な。
こうもっとこう時空的なこう。
ああ、変な空間をビューンみたいなやつですよね。ですよね。そういうのならないんですよ。ごめんなさいね。普通の感じで。やっぱ嘘でももっとビューンみたいな効果音とかつけた方がいいのかな。ビューンみたいな効果音とかつけた方がいいのかな。料金はまあ1万円でいいですよ。
1万？
今高いと思いました。
高いと。
時間を戻すんですからこれくらいはしますよ。
I'm saying, like, would you pay $100 for 30 minutes? Go back in time to make a different choice? I think it'd be worth it, depending on the choice.
本当に戻ってんでしょうね。
ご自分の体を見てください。
あ。
ね。まあお題はお店に行ってみてちゃんと戻ったって確認できてからでいいですよ。私ここで待ってますから。
はい。すいません。いらっしゃいませ。9時に予約した村上です。村上様ですね。はい。お待ちください。はい。2名でご予約の村上様ですね。です。お連れ様お待ちになっておりまして。どうぞ。村上さん。まあ当店は初めてですか。いやさっき初めてです。なんとなくお会いしたことがあるような気が。そうですか。人違いですね。失礼いたしました。こちらです。ごめん。またしちゃって。
Good.
連
Good
絡がで
choice.
きずにと申し訳ない。
So I'm going to be doing this up to the 24-minute mark, and that's what I'll stop it. But yeah. Okay.
どうしたの？
何？
あんまり喋らないけど、何かあったの？
何かって？
さっきから口を開けばごめんって。なんで今日そんなに謝るの？
そう？
そうだよ。いつも待たせるくせに謝ったことなんか一度もないじゃん。
だから謝ってんじゃん。
なんでそんな上から言われなきゃいけないの？
いやいや。
He feels like he's in a no lose situation, probably because, again, the choices that she's a little angry, probably for more than just that one thing. So any little thing, she's going to use it kind of, gyakugire, like, not really gyakugire. She's just upset about something, so she's going to glom onto any little thing. But, I mean, she has genuine reason to be upset, so, but she can't think of probably can't think of a reason to voice it without, but she wants a pretext to go with it.
いやそういうさ、その上からとかじゃなくて、本当に今までね、ずっと待たせたばかりで悪かったなって思ってるから。
ほんと、ずっと待ってる。
え
？8年。
はい俺が役者として有名になるから待ってろって言ってから8年ってことね。確かに待たしてるよね。
あんまりこういうこと言いたくないけどさ、いつ有名になるの？
結局ここな。
He can't win for losing.
この間ドラマ出たじゃん。
5秒くらいね。
まあね。もうちょっと、いやそんな短かった？
短かったよ。なんか命乞いしてると思ったらすぐ殺されてさ。
So, also the benefit of doing this, if you're trying to do this for learning Japanese, is that these scenes are going to repeat, and so that's kind of cool. So, yeah, that's it's a, what was the other? It was the other show that was doing that, but yeah, I think it was one, but it wasn't time travel, but it was like you were seeing it from different points of view. I'm missing. I thought there was another show we were watching and it was doing that, something similar, but yeah.
私友達に彼氏が出るから見てって宣伝したのに5秒で殺されちゃってさ。
まあね。
Just-
終わった後メール来て「あれ出てた?」って聞かれてさ、まさか5秒で死んだ役だとは言えないから私恥ずかしくって「ごめん間違えた、違うドラマだった」って返したからね。
いけばねえじゃん。俺の芝居さ、見てくれたって人もいるよ。すいません。はい、どうかされました？僕のことを知ってますよね？
ちょっと。
思い出しました。犯罪デカ。
Hanzai Deka. And I liked when they said Deka, like they went into a, I don't know if they're going to show it here. Yeah, it's not going to show it here. But it's just slang for a detective. And he went to, it's kind of cool, like at the end of the episode, again, I just did it yesterday, but the end of the episode, they went into the description as to why it was used deca. And it was like the type of clothing that was used by the police or the equivalent of police in Edo period. So it's like, okay, cool. NG? Oh yeah, Kill NG. You're right. That was the one where because they were redoing scenes. That's right. So that was a pretty good one where you do get to see a scene repeat, but yeah, a slightly different perspective. So just enough to be different, but you can. It's kind of cool. Like here, obviously, this scene is playing out a little differently, but it's playing off what was a previous experience from the first time through. I tell you what, I'm gonna go right up until let's see, maybe it's got to be 5 minutes or so.
私あのドラマのファンなんですよ。
ありがとうございます。ほらね。
あの無様な命乞いのシーン、最高に無様でした。でしょ。出てきて3秒で死んでしまうというのに。
Did I already lose place? Oh, there we go.
あの存在感素晴らしい。
10秒ね。
5秒でしょ。
まあいずれにしろですね、あんな数秒であれだけの無様さをこう表現できる役者さんなかなかいらっしゃらないと思います。
よろしかったらサインしましょうか。
よろしいんですか？今色紙持ってきます。
Shikshi. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna stop it there. So that's the 24-minute mark, and it's a 56. I think it's 56 minutes, but then there's gonna be there's less, like every other drama. Usually the second half is a lot more space. So it's the same number of lines. What I did is I went and counted. So it's like 390, about 400 lines of dialogue. I think I am going to go and redo these subtitle edits here, these subtitle rips. So it's like I said, what was happening here is it combined all these lines into one, and I don't like that it's doing that. It's doing it a little bit too much for this particular drama. So I'm saying, okay, I'm just going to keep them as separate, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. What the what benefit that can bring if you do something like that? In fact, let me just tag this. Okay, include ending comments. I don't think it matters, but yeah. All right. Yeah, so what I'm doing is adding stream markers, see if that works or whatnot. I don't think it's going to matter. All right. Reason why I'm saying it is because what I do for studying, part of it is what's called a version of sentence binding, but I use Morphman. Morphman, if you don't know what it'll do, it can take, you can import stuff into Anki. It'll scan what you know. So it looks at some cards that you've told that, hey, this is Japanese that I already know. So it could be the area of a particular deck where it's looking at sentences or the vocabulary or both. So what I'm having it do, I have it look at my vocabulary deck, my grammar deck, and also my sentence mining deck. Cool. And it looks at the expressions in all those. And then it gathers out a word list and it assumes that, hey, these are known cards, so you know the words in those cards. Cool. So that's the known word list. So right now it's about 6,200, very low amount. Then from that, it now looks at it can then scan a deck of cards that you haven't looked at. In this case, my Morphman deck. And it looks for the sentences, and it looks for sentences that don't have words I know. So, but it's looking for all the words that you don't know, and it like calculates that based on frequency, and also like how many of these words appear in a sentence. So if it appear one time, it's an I+1. If it appears like two or more words, then it's I plus greater than one. It doesn't say how many, but it will list like each word that's new in the sentence. So that's pretty cool. All right, cool. So with that, it kind of gives a decent order of, okay, here's the next word that maybe you want to learn. So I'll look at the word, and then I can go and press L, and it'll give me a list of all the sentences that are I+1 and above using that word in the sentence. And so I can then pick, and usually I'll try to pick a sentence that's meaty. It has it's saying something that reminds me of the scene that this word is being described. All right, so that's why it's not just like the first sentence that it shows you. You want to actually look in, because these are coming for sentences coming from dramas that I've read. That's even better because I've got a reference. It's not something new. It's not some art abstract or arbitrary sentence. I'm looking for a sentence that resonates with me. All right, and it works out pretty good. So that's the sentence mining that I do, and that's why I'm kind of being a little particular about the way this is ending up. Because if it's a sentence that's this long, it's a bad sentence to add into Anki. It is a very bad sentence to add to study because it's just too long. Even if like, I mean, まあ、いずれにしろですね、あんな、要するにあれ、well, actually, Buzama, Buzamasa. There we go. So I would add it like because of that word there, Buzama, pathetic or unsightly. So that word there would be useful, but it's for the entire sentence. It's not a very good word because the sentence is too long. So that's why you want the sentences to be and phrases to be short. All right. Just something to where I'm thinking about, but also it makes it easier to read if they're separate lines. There's that as well. In fact, I've done that with Harry Potter, where I took all the sentences instead of them being paragraphs. I make them to where each line, each sentence is its own line, and it reads a lot better, a lot easier with that way. I, Sometimes I might connect it with commas, but for the most part, I don't think there's any problem with it just being separate. I think that's about it here. So, like I said, we'll be around 24 minutes. I'll start back up again at around about there. And I might actually redo these sentences like this particular text file like soon. Okay, that's it. Like I said, I enjoy this series. I have seen it a few times. I think as a Let's Read, it's probably going to be super simple for me now because I know most of the story. But hey, even then, I'm seeing like Keiji Deka. I was always thinking like I'm always thinking or Hanzai Deka was it? Let me make sure I got that right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Hanzai Deka. So just small stuff like that. It's I was just thinking like Hanzai Keiji, because it looked like detective. But and I wasn't really picking up that they were saying it in a different way. It just wasn't. I was just going over my head that they were doing that. Same thing like something missing is something as simple as Sentaxi. It just never occurred to me that being taking a taxi, taxi, and then it's Sentaxi. So it's like a good choice. It's I just it just went over my head. I just didn't realize that till now. Like I've seen this plenty of times. Uh, I feel stupid about that, but yeah, sometimes that happens. Uh, I really should have picked that up like way back when. And who knows? Because these inside jokes, they are not inside jokes, but maybe because of a few of these jokes, I'll pick up a lot more of them with these Let's Reads, and that's a benefit. And plus, it's reading, so it's always good to read simpler stuff. I mean, it's still going to be some of this is going to be something complicated. You got to take some time to read, like like right here. I mean, this right here, ima, and then it's like shikishi. You know, cool. That's a new word. Cool. I would have said it looked like colored paper, but okay, cool. Shikishi. Um, for example, small stuff like that. You'll pick it up, and also the benefit's going to be like I said, I can use the plugin. It can rip the. I've already done it. I've already ripped the audio, so that's going to be available. So I can um, watch the. I can listen to the. I can listen to this dialogue again, and it's just going to be a lot more comprehensible because all the small stuff that I looked up, I had a chance to slow it down. It's like, okay, that's what they're talking about. This is more detailed. This is more close to what they're meaning. Cool. So now I want to hear it again I'm already primed to comprehend it at a higher level. Same thing if I rewatch it again. And I'm probably going to be rewatching this again, so that's no problem. We're going to end it there. This is going over an hour long. Got about a couple people watching. Hey guys, it's been fun. Thank you, Bruce B, for the NG thing. That's reminded me. Yeah, okay, that's what they meant. Yes. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. Hopefully this works out. Like I said, I'm gonna stop the stream here. Try to get this uploaded to YouTube, then come back and do the next stream. I'm gonna try to make sure I get everything ready for the upload and have that done, then do the next video. Hopefully that works out. What would be better is if I can do both of these on the same stream and then upload. The problem has been when I did that in the past, when I tried to clip out just the part, highlight the episode, because it's like over an hour long, the highlight takes too long. It just doesn't go through. So it ends up like either I have to upload the entire video, which I don't want to, or if I do upload, I got to do a lot more work to try to get it split into 2 videos on YouTube, which is annoying. I don't want to do that. So it's better if it's done as all in one video. And yeah, I could do it where I'm just where I could just like start to record the stream, do that, then upload. So that's a potential there as well, where I can do these as live streams, but also as just record the videos and then upload those. That could work out as well. I'll think about. Maybe I will do that later. It'll probably be a lot even better, so that if there's a problem with Twitch, the video's not lost. So there's that as well. Cool. Okay, with that said, yeah, I got nothing else to add. Thank you all very much. It's been Nuke Marine. It's been Sutaking a Sentaxi. Sentaxi. Taxi. And episode 1, part 1. We'll be back with part 2 later on today for the live stream, but May 26th or August 26th for the upload to YouTube. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you later.